My honors thesis is on glory, and basically what it is I don't believe that there are opportunities in our society for women to experience glory on the same level as men.
I mean, I just look at these guys. I was the captain of the special teams, you know, and I just look at these guys and go, we're gonna go down like a pack of crazy dogs. That's kind of what we would do.
I mean, look at this jersey here. If you pan over and see the jersey, is the fact that, you know, seeing my name on the back of something gives me a lot of pride. You know, that big 84. You know, I was, you know, I still probably use 84 for like my pin numbers. My I probably use that number more frequently than anything else because I can remember it.
I'm just crying with these tough ass group of guys, and seeing them all cry, and my coach Ehlers, my linebackers coach, came up to me and gave me a big hug, and he said, you know, Spanky, the end of high school football is only the beginning. And to this day, you know, I don't even really know what that means, but I can tell you this, it means something. It means something.
One of the best plays I think I ever had was that they were doing a punt, and I had blocked it because I stretched my whole body out and, you know, kind of like flip her out of the water. We returned it. This inadvertent whistle. I still want to kill that motherfucker. Whoever called that inadvertent whistle, what is that? I mean, come on.
War, the world's worst evil. Yet comparisons of war and football are inevitable.
Football manufacturers hate. There are kids that live like 2 blocks from each other, and one goes to one high school and the other goes to the other, and they hate each other because one wears blue when they play football and the other one wears red.
I think all coaches have probably used the word, we got a battle out there tonight sometime in their career. I'm sure I probably used it too, but to me, the biggest parallel between high school football is the comparison that you get with life.
It's more than just a game. It's more than just a game. The road you've been on is a road of life. And that's why it's more than just a game.
I'm a very emotional guy. I'm a very passionate guy. And I think those two things really are important in the game of football, emotion and passion. And I think you can excite that in people.
The last thing I'm going to leave you, the very last thing I'm going to say to you, because it's your game and we can't play it for you. Before you put on your helmets, give me your eyes up here, and I want you to listen to this statement because I think it summarizes it the best I can say it. I don't care what you got written on the back of your uniform. I care about how much pride you got in your heart. Let's go!
Football players suffer physical war wounds or battle scars.
I had an artificial knee at 45, and I've had 2 surgeries since then. In 2000 I had one, and in 2002 I had one.
Occasionally, my shoulder or knee might bother me a little bit, but I think that's just from the weight training that I do.
And I know at one point the doctor said that if I had any more concussions,
My back I don't think has ever recovered.
Football's critics are more interested in the mental injuries.
I go by Spanky. It's a name the coaches, Linn-Mar football coaches, gave me back in 1992, and it stuck with me. It's really just part of my life. My ex-girlfriend told me I had little big man's disease.
What you mean by that?
I guess she meant that you know, I can't just walk by somebody if they're staring at me without saying something like, "What the hell are you looking at?" You know, like that type of thing. And I think that the high school football field is full of little guys like me with little big man's disease. You know, there are a lot of big guys out there, but I'll tell you this: there are a lot of guys like me that just want to whoop some ass.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm his ex-girlfriend. I know that that's kind of something that he said before, but really it was more like research. I don't want that to sound bad. I know that that sounds really bad, but I was working on my honors thesis about glory, and he was perfect. He's someone that is really stuck in a moment in time when he experienced amazing glory, what he thought to be glory. And it was fascinating to speak with him and to realize that everything that he wanted to talk about actually happened like 10 years ago. It was over. But talking to him, you would never know that he wasn't on a football team, because that's all he was interested in. I went to his apartment one time, and the whole thing is decked out in like their football posters. He has this blanket that his mom made for him that has his football t-shirts on it. He has a helmet. He considers this helmet like a piece of decoration that he keeps out at all times. It's just amazing when you look around there. You think that he's heavily involved in a football team, but it's over, and it's been over for 10 years.
I remember back in 7th grade when the coaches came to me and told me, "Well, we don't have a helmet for you." And I'm like, "What do you mean you don't have a helmet?" And they said that they didn't have one that fit my head. I had a pretty big head at the time, and literally I had a big head, and they had to order a helmet from the University of Iowa that was big enough to fit me. And I tell you what, it was a black helmet too, and everyone else had white helmets, and everyone made fun of me, you know, "Look at your black helmet." And along with my tick, you know, I think I just kind of really stuck out.
One day we were down there, and the Indian Creek had rose up above its creek bed, and it was at flood stage, and so the road was halfway covered with water. So I said, "Hey, you know, man, we can make it under the bleachers, and we get right back onto the road." We started going underneath it, and hey, we went halfway through. I hit one of the poles, and we just started rocking back and forth because we got stuck.
They may have teased me, but look at me now. Been in the movies.
Dumbfuck Johnny, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Been on commercials.
They look exactly like they sound. Schulte.
Thank you, my man.
Hey. And Swan in the Morning.
I'm on the side of a bus.
And Swan in the Morning.
I've been placed in the top 2 spots in several bodybuilding shows. You know, I think that when people say I have good reason to have a big head, you know, they're telling the truth.
So we kept trying to get out. So I took the, you know, sucked it up and walked half a mile home and told my mom and my stepdad, and they couldn't believe how stupid I was.
I went to have lunch with him one time. I met him on his community college campus. It was a Friday, like a game day, and he had on his football jersey. I could not believe it. I was just like, "Are you kidding?" But he wasn't. He was serious.
Well, my parents were like, "Well, maybe you should tell the principal what you did," and I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna tell him anything."
Now, I try not to judge on personal appearance. I don't think that that's fair. I think that it's a really bad idea. But his mustache is hilarious. It's so funny. It's like this disgusting, like he's body, and it's like it's his first little whiskers that are coming in, and he's so proud of them that he doesn't want to shave them off. He wants to just keep them to show everyone that he's a man. But oh, and he wore this necklace that said Spanky, and that was his high school football nickname. He kept it on this really short chain so that it would show in his shirt. So like when he had on a t-shirt or something, it would be up above the neckline of this shirt. And it was pretty funny.
I thought for sure I was going, you know, D1, pro, but, you know, I'm only 165 pounds. Back in high school, they listed me at 175, just, you know, with the hopes that at least a D3 school would pick me up, you know, and that didn't happen.
Well, nowadays, I don't think I even have to worry about getting stuck on any place. I got such a badass truck now with a lot more balls, but this truck I have now could easily take those bleachers by storm. If you know, we could do it tonight if you wanted to.
Actually, it says here that you were really just pretty much a special teams player.
It says that there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that you were. I mean, you played hard, but you know, you weren't really of college level caliber. I mean, what do you have to say about that? I mean, do you feel cheated? I mean, do you feel that you were cheated out of what really should have been a glorious football career because you had three guys who were better than you who got to start ahead of you? I mean, how's that make you feel?
"10 years later, what are they doing with their lives now?"
My name's Greg Purnell. I'm one of the assistant coaches here at the Loras College All Sports Camp.
I'm a personal trainer, nutritionist, fitness instructor, however you want to label it.
I actually sell snow cones. You know, I sell snow cones.
He has these trailers that he sells snow cones out of, and he truly believes that in the summertime he's going to make enough money that will allow him to sit around for the rest of the year and watch football with his buddies. It's pathetic. He has these get-rich-quick schemes. One of them, he's going to stage his dog hitting a soccer ball into his nuts. He's going to film it, and he's going to send it into America's Funniest Home Videos and win $10,000. It's so funny. I'm like, do you know what the easiest way is to make $10,000? Is you get up in the morning and you go to work and you get a job.
I am a co-manager down at Hobby Lobby. It's been about 10 years and a month today since I was one of the most badass defensive linemen to ever play for Linn-Mar High School. Seeing my name on something gives me a lot of pride, you know.
U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi, you're ugly. You're ugly. I said a U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi, you're ugly, yeah.